Yeah, baby.
Well done, sir.
Go.
Nicely done.
Still got it. Still got the pipes.
Hey, I knew you did.
Yeah, re-release of Trouble Tribe in Japan,
Nice.
January 26th.
January 26th. That's the date.
That's the date. They're
All
going
right.
to re-release Trouble Tribe.
That is awesome. Congrats to you.
All the
Congrats.
lawyers are scrambling.
The groupies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all scrambling.
Yeah, man.
So everyone, welcome to a little show we call Behind the Studs.
Yep.
It's a weekly podcast that we do for all things remodeling and then a little stuff that's not.
That's right.
Right. So I am Colin Shaw, joined by my good friend and co-host Jimmy Driscoll.
Pleased to see you. Pleased to meet you.
Yeah. So we're going to actually start off each show a little bit different. We're going to change up the songs and different things like that in the intro. So
Nice.
yeah, it'll be kind of fun.
Cool.
Yeah. If you guys have any requests, send them in.
And we'll be playing the whole album for the rest of every week. We'll hit a new song.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have our house band here, the Studs. They play us in.
Yeah, they do.
Yep. So it's really nice of them to join us today.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Long day, buddy. Freaking cold here in Connecticut.
Freaking cold is right. Yeah. Holy mackerel. People that live in this type of weather year, like for like months at a time. I don't know how you do it.
Well, my sister lives in Fairfield, Iowa, and it's like 0.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Yeah, and she's like, here's the show, and it's just like,
yeah, 19 degrees. Yeah. Really?
It's like 8. She said last year they had one part of the winter was like 18 below for like 22 days straight.
Oh my God, that's just crazy. I don't know how you survive in that.
You get the hell out and you go to Florida.
Right.
You got to,
unless you have to.
Just love that shit.
And and I guess some people do. Tony and I went to like Costco on Saturday or Sunday, whatever day it was, and it was cold, and it was really cold, and the wind was blowing and everything else. And I'm watching people walking around in shorts. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
It's almost like, I don't know if they're looking for attention or what. They want somebody to comment on it or something. Or
well, their legs don't get that cold, I guess.
Come on. They tell you bare skin in the stuff that's like -10, -20. You can get frostbite.
I knew this guy. Oh my God. I swear to God, he thought he shit ice cream. and it was just like,
a couple of those guys.
Yeah. I'm great. Everything's great. Yeah. I woke up this morning. Oh, I woke up an hour early so I can spend more time with myself. But really, enough about me. What do you think about me? Yes. Right? Oh my God. If you stop long enough, you get dizzy. Yeah. The whole world is revolving right around me. So this guy, and he was the same way. He wore like those cargo shorts, and it's like this. And he's drinking his wine. He's like, oh yeah, everything's just great.
Well, if he's drinking wine, then I understand.
Well, Jesus, shut up.
Yeah, that I understand. It's those idiots who are sober.
You don't.
The idiots who are sober that are going around.
Well, he was still sober.
Was he?
But it's just like, geez, I'd bring you to Alaska.
Right. You don't want to bring me to Alaska.
Right.
So
what's going on, buddy?
Busy, which is good.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're going to have a little interesting show today with you.
Yeah, I'm a little riled up on something.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into talking about Bath fans and stuff like that in a little bit. But first, I just kind of want to vent a little and hopefully educate.
Lower your blood pressure.
Both contractors and homeowners.
All right, go for it.
So, as you know, I have been going through a process with a customer who owes me money for work that's been done.
Right.
And they decided they didn't want to pay and they had to go through the whole thing. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that or the specifics of that. But I was talking to a fellow contractor over the weekend, and he's going through something very similar. So this is my issue. Yeah. In the state of Connecticut, and we've talked about this before, there's something called the Connecticut Home Improvement Act. Right. Okay. It was designed at a time when contractors would walk into your house and say, okay, this is the work we're going to do. Then at the end of the job, they'd be like, oh, by the way, we had to do this, and this is what you owe me for it.
Right.
And the homeowner had no protection. So they came up with the Connecticut Home Improvement Act. What that says is that there's certain things that we have to abide by as contractors in a contract. Mm-hmm. And that is a start and an end date, which is very difficult in this industry to stay in line with, because we don't know how long a job might take.
We don't know we're going to get the materials now.
Right. And now with the supply chain and everything else. So that is almost impossible to lock in,
right?
With an exact date. And then the other thing we're supposed to do is what we're called change order forms. Okay. So if anything changes outside of the general scope of the contract,
right,
the contractor is supposed to generate a change order, give it to the customer signs it, boom, we're done. So what has been happening, which is really, really irritating to me, is that customers that know this are asking for things to be done. And I can tell you, I've seen it in emails, I've seen it in texts saying, this is the work we want done. Then when it comes time to pay the bill, they don't want to pay it. They said, you don't have a change order. So how do you, first of all, sleep at night? But that's besides the point. How do you ask for something to be done, and because there wasn't that specific change order form filled out, then now you don't have to pay any money? So now the contractor is out of money.
That's right.
They got a negative balance on the account.
That's right. Because you just explained in detail why that law was put in effect. Now, granted, if I was the judge and I saw the emails and I saw it say, go for it, thank you so much, yes, do this, do that, everything, emails, text, everything, and you lay it all out, by law, I can't award you that because it's hearsay. I told him to do it, but he never did it. I never got it done. It's not done. Even though you showed paid receipts and you showed them everything. Look, I bought it. It went in the house. I mean, the only other thing I could say, Colin, is that, which I see a lot now too, because like I told you, we had Best Buy come to the house. I've had other contractors come to the house to do installs. What they're doing is this: they're taking pictures when it's in, or if it can't go in, they're taking pictures. So it's all going to the corporate office, so they know. So because there are, I'm sorry, I don't mean to say this, but it's true. There's scumbag customers out there who try to get, and I hear it all the time from other people, trying to get something for nothing.
Right.
And that's what they're doing.
Exactly.
And that's
so what they're doing now is they're hiding behind the Connecticut Home Improvement Act to get free stuff, which is not the reason why it was ever created.
Right.
And it needs to get changed.
Right.
And I have looked at cases, and somebody brought it, up to not the Supreme Court of Connecticut, but close enough. And the contractor was trying to get his money. And the judge eventually said, he had one judge that said, absolutely, you're entitled to the money. They asked for this to be done. Just because the change order wasn't done doesn't mean that they get free work. They have to pay you. Then they went to the next level, and the judge overturned it and said, nope, it's a change order. That's the only form that's allowed to be used.
Right.
If it's not in that form, you do not get paid. Right. So to me, it's like, okay, so if I went to a restaurant and I saw the filet mignon and lobster tail, and it said market price, and I said, I want that. Afterwards, do I say, well, I didn't know how much that was going to cost, I'm not paying for that. Even though I asked for it, I ate it, and they didn't tell me what the price was.
Right. Even though they said
it wasn't on price. It wasn't on the menu.
Right. So
now you can look at them and say, well, that's not how much I would have paid for it. I would have paid less than that.
Right.
And it's too late at that point. And it's too late for us too. We could be shelling out thousands and thousands of dollars to other contractors, to other subs, because you don't want to make them wait for their money. It's not fair for them. They did the work, so then you have to fight these scumbags in court, to try to get paid.
So case in point, good friend of mine, contractor, working with another contractor. The other contractor is subbing my friend out to do the work. He goes out, he's given the order, and goes out and buys all the material. Right?
Yep.
Shows up with the material, drops it off. When are we starting? Oh, I got somebody else to do the job. All right, so you got somebody else to do the job.
Yep.
So pay me for the materials,
right,
and the time.
Right.
It's going to court. Now that right then and there. I mean, that's so wrong.
It's wrong on so many different levels. I mean, the days of a handshake or a verbal contract or any of that stuff is so far gone. It's pathetic. And, quite frankly, if you are a homeowner that's listening and this sounds like something you have done or would do, don't. How if you work for a living, how would you like somebody to tell you you're not getting paid for the past month?
Right.
You'd be pissed.
Right.
You'd be like, I did my job. You got to pay me. Well, no, we do our job and then you don't try to pay us. So if you can't afford the work, don't ask for it.
If it's, when it's done around here and it's done in a small town, not like the city like New Haven, but or
right.
a city.
Yeah.
But when you do it in a small town as a homeowner, I don't mean to be bashing homeowners, but we all know some homeowners have done this.
Yeah.
And they continue to do it to all the contractors, electricians, plumbers. It doesn't matter.
Nope.
So it does catch up to them eventually.
You hope
nobody will do work for them. You hope.
But you hope it does, because I mean, like I said, I don't know how you sleep at night. I really don't. Right. I don't get it. Right. I don't get it. Right. And I'm sorry to get all pissed off on it.
No, but I mean,
it's like,
to be honest with you, Colin, about the whole situation that you just had, and it goes in front of a judge and stuff like that. The judge wants to abide by you. Mm-hmm. He knows what has happened, what's going on, but the law prevents him from overturning that.
Mm-hmm.
And there has to be, right. I say there has to be some changes.
Yes.
And, dude, we could do a month of shows how homeowners just figure out how to screw you.
Mm-hmm.
But we could do another month on how amazing homeowners are.
Yep.
Just so happy when you show up.
Yep.
And they're just like so grateful, and they're making you cookies. Can I get you anything? Are you okay? Mm-hmm. What? I mean, there's two sides.
There is.
And it is so unfair because, we go in with an open mind. And here's the problem. Let me just stop for a second. I gotta back up for a second. A very, very good friend of mine who ended up putting in a couple commercial doors for a doctor ended up stepping in this beautiful job that he did where he started just building medical labs all over New England. And he's got a huge crew. And we went out one night for dinner and we were talking because he does commercial work. It's basically commercial work. And we've talked about this, and I think the audience should know this too. What he's telling me, he goes, when you do commercial work, it's just commercial. It's rudimentary. It's just, you're going through the method and you're building it and this, that, the other thing. If it's wrong, you just turn it around, you change it and you do it. Our work, your work, my work, plumbers, anybody who's going into a home, it's a passionate job because he said it's emotional. Mm-hmm. It's an emotional job. Mm-hmm. So we just don't go in there, slap it together, and you don't like it till I walk out. That's not the way it works with us. We want a lasting relationship, or we want to know at the end of the day, if I ever bump into this person, they're going to turn around and go, hey. Or they're going to go, wow, Colin, what an amazing contractor. And I have to say, you are amazing. You jump through hoops for a lot of customers. You've never shortchanged a customer. You've done the best you possibly could. And that's the thing.
Thank you.
You and I walk around at the end of the day, go, we're exhausted, we're tired, but look what we did. We got it done.
Yep.
And for someone to turn the screws on us, I mean, it's just so, it's almost like we got to go to therapy. You and I have to talk it out.
Yep.
We got to figure this out. Like, what did I do wrong? What did I say? What did I do? And this goes with every freaking contractor who works on a home. Mm-hmm. They all go through it. They all lose their mind. And it's like, it's not fair. It's just not fair.
Right. Really and like you said, too, they're good customers, in addition to the bad. And there's also bad contractors in addition to the good. So correct. I get the fact that you need to be protected, but so do we.
Right. So this was terrible, too. And I was in front of this thing, and it was absolutely freaking horrible. I'm working with a contractor. I got on the job with the homeowner. Now the homeowner has been burnt by contractors before. Mm-hmm. Boom. He went to he just finished the section of stuff. Now the homeowner, I'm trying to explain this. The homeowner had paid him everything. Well, basically just about everything. And there was going to be another payment. Well, the balance was like 5,000. But if the homeowner gave him the 5,000, there was still more work to be done. So basically, the contractor kind of underbid the job, even though that's what they signed. So the homeowner says, "I'm not paying him." I'm like, "What are you doing?" "I'm not going to pay him." "Why?" "Because he ain't coming back. Because all his contractors don't come back." So it just got freaking ugly in front of me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know both of these people, and they're like, to the contractor, go, "Dude, I'm sorry." He goes, "Don't get involved." And then I go to the homeowner, go, "What are you doing?" "Don't get involved." So I'm sitting there in the middle, trying to make peace, and there's no peace to be made.
Wow.
Like, that's just like the most uncomfortable. I'm hearing it from both sides. Here's a guy just laid out all this freaking money, everything. I just lost $5,000.
Yeah.
You know,
and that stings. I don't care who you are. That stings.
You lose $100. You're like, what?
I'm not happy about that either. No. Yeah. Well, one of his fellow contractors that I'm dealing with right now that I was talking to, and he's just like, he's waiting on a tub to come in because it's on back order, and they will not pay him even a percentage of the last payment so that he could pay subs for the work that they've already done.
Why? Why won't they do that?
They said that's not in the contract.
Okay. So their legality is correct. Screwed up, unfortunately. I mean, I'd say, someone with a good heart and conscience was like, "Hey,
right. I mean, it's a tub. What do you want me to do? Hold back 2,500? I'll give you 5. If it's $7,500, it's just crazy to me that people just aren't like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I think here's what we're all missing. This is what we're all missing, man. And it starts from 2 years ago when this. I'm not going to get
up 2.5 at least.
I'm not going to really get into it. But I'm just going to get to the bottom line of all of it. Between who's saying this and who's doing that. We need to take care of one another in this time of just uncertainty, and we need to take care of each other. We need to stop and just really take a breath. We're all in this together.
Right.
Nobody's going anywhere.
Right.
So if you're in the same boat and you're in troubled waters, learn how to paddle together. Try to figure it out. Work on everybody's strengths and not their weaknesses. You know what I mean? It's just one of these things, dude. Out in the field. I'm out in the field. We work with guys. You could line them all up. After about a month and a half, what they're really good at, what their weaknesses might be. So you excel on their strengths. That's the same thing. And that's just the same thing when you have a relationship with anyone, as far as I'm concerned. You try to help each other out. I've been that way all my life. I never have to turn around just because I would want to be treated the same way. I don't expect to, but when I am treated, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so blessed. This is awesome. And it happens. What goes around comes around. And I have to tell you, my friend, and this is the truth. When people do what they do to someone who is on the right path, there's a girl, her name is Karma, and she comes around the corner and she's vicious.
I think she's on vacation.
Right now, she is. Well, when she gets back to work and she punches her card in,
thank God.
There's a world of hurt, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it's going to be worse to what happens. So I don't wish that to anybody, but at the same time, that's what happens. That's the law.
Well, you and I have talked, if you're at the grocery store or something like that and you get a tap on the shoulder, you want to turn around to somebody with their hand out as opposed to trying to punch you in the face.
Right.
So, you do things the right way. At the end of the day, you get screwed. It's frustrating, but you just move on. It's a shame, and I wish I could talk to these people and sit them down and get them to quite understand, what you're doing is wrong, but they don't see it that way.
It's all about material shit.
Yeah.
Really is.
Yep.
How much did you one up somebody?
Right.
Really? Is that going to, did that improve your life? Did that really improve your life?
I guess that's a good cocktail party conversation to have, how I screwed over a contractor.
Right.
But
I have friends out there who tell me about people that they know. They purposely will go to a restaurant and they'll do the same thing.
Oh yeah.
They'll bitch and complain and get just a free meal.
Yep.
Just to say they won something. They got something for free.
Right.
Awful.
Yep. And people that are trying to make money, that are doing the right thing, they get screwed.
Right.
So anyway, I feel like we should play like We Are the World or something. Little kumbaya of some sort.
I can't hug you right now.
You're a little too fired up? All right.
Fired up for you, man.
Yes,
I love you, bro. I feel bad that you have to go through this.
I know. You've gone through it too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Whether sometimes it's not money, sometimes it's just attitude and what they say and things like that. But at the end of the day, we're trying to make money to feed our families.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Nobody works for free.
Right. Exactly.
So, but anyway, so now we should talk about fans.
Bathroom fans.
Right.
Or I call them fart fans.
Fart fans. Yes.
Right.
Yes. Which is, from what I understand and what I've read, is that's really what it started with. It was the odor.
Yeah.
That's why they came up with the fan.
Yeah.
Then they realized that all the water and the moisture that was in the bathroom needed to also be vented out. So now that's, like they say, the smell won't kill you, but the water and mildew will.
There's some great stuff out that we have.
Yeah.
It's called poopery.
Poopery. I've heard of that actually.
Put a couple drops.
Couple drops. Yeah.
And it's gone.
Yeah. That's fine.
It's gone.
That's fine.
So go have that Mexican meal.
Yeah. Well,
go right ahead.
My shit doesn't stink. So
right.
Yeah. So
go eat that cabbage.
Yeah.
You eat that sauerkraut. You go for it, boy. You go, girlfriend. You don't got nothing to worry about if you got poopery.
So what fan do you use? Do you have a fan?
Actually, in my old house, no,
Mhm.
I don't have any fans. I have just windows.
Okay. Now that's an interesting thing you bring up though, because a lot of people are always asking that question, is a window acceptable, for instead of a fan? And it's actually done by towns. Towns make those decisions.
Right. So, but if I was going to do rework in the bathroom, most likely, they're going to,
you would add one.
They were going to put, oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You're supposed to, the biggest one is if it's a half bath, you can probably get away with a window because you don't have the shower and stuff.
Right.
But, in a full bath, they usually do recommend or require in lots of towns that you have to have one.
Yeah. My stand-up shower is completely like subway tiled.
Yep.
And the glass is just like maybe a foot, not even from the opening.
Yep.
So there's not much moisture that goes out, but it's all inside. You have to take care of the tile, dude.
Sure.
Or it's going to go moldy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, all the moisture is pretty much contained in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm watching everything, but
yeah,
everything seems to be fine.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, they say you're supposed to run the fan for about 20 minutes after your shower.
All right.
So that's a long time if you think about it. I mean, you're probably, I don't know if you're in the bathroom for another 20 minutes after you finish the shower, but some people go in and get out right away and then they shut off the fan. So unfortunately, the moisture stays in the room.
When I lived in the other house, I left the fan running.
Did you?
Oh yeah, I left it running.
Yeah.
But there was the first ones that really came out were like the new tones.
The new tone and is it Braun? Yeah, Braun was the other one.
They got some really cool ones now. Have you seen those ones? The nightlight.
So yeah, I mean, you're talking, Panasonic. They have a whisper fan, which is 110 CFM, and CFM is the amount of, it's a measurement as to how much air can be pulled out. And then they have, like a 0.4 for zones, and zones, the lower you go, the quieter the fan is. And typically you want to get something that's under one zone. That's basically like a quiet refrigerator runs at one zone. So if you get anything lower than that, it'll be even quieter than your fridge.
Not mine.
You don't have a quiet fridge?
Mine was like one of the first ones ever made. I still put it into that house.
Sounds like a freight train.
The dog won't even go in the kitchen.
Then that thing starts up and it goes running.
Dog's just like, nope. Got to beat feet. I'm out.
Yeah, so I've really liked the Panasonic Whisper. Like I said, 110 CFM with a 0.4 zone, and I have it in my bathroom. It sucks the moisture right out. I mean, my mirror doesn't even get fogged up.
So you've done like the match test or the napkin test or the tissue test. Watch it just go. Yeah. Mine, I got my cottage is like
I like it. But like you said, they also have, all the ones with the bells and whistles now. I mean, obviously you can get it with heat. You don't have to have that stupid bright red bulb that heats up your room. The fan actually just blows out a hot air. which is really nice. It's got the LED lighting, and like you said, even Bluetooth compatible.
Yeah.
So you can play.
You get them at
music.
Home Depot or Lowe's.
Yeah.
I remember, my buddy Perry, he got them at Lowe's.
The
No, he got 'em at Home
Panasonic
Depot.
is about $250,
Yeah.
but worth it, in my opinion. Worth it.
I really don't need music in my bathroom.
I don't know.
Maybe because I'm just an old fart.
Yeah, I'm
But
not
I
planning
like
on
it.
spending a lot of time in there.
I really don't.
No.
I mean, I like my hot shower and just
Yeah.
I contemplate. What's that meditation in the hot shower? There's a word for it.
Lazy?
Like a hot shower, and you just kind of like you just think about the day, your problem solved while the hot water's hitting your back. Forget what that's called. It's a term.
Sounds boring.
Whatever. Go take a cold shower.
Just
See how boring that is.
Get the shower over with and get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look down after you take a cold shower. Just look down. All you got is a stack of dimes, buddy. You know what I'm talking about.
Well, I appreciate the stack, but yeah.
Okay, mushroom top.
And then there's also the question with the exhaust fans, where do they vent to? And if you have not looked at your house and know where your fans are vented, go check your attic. Make sure it's not just blowing up in there, because we see that all the time.
Wrong.
We see it all the time.
Bad.
Very, very bad. And even if you have the pipe, the exhaust, like taped to the gable vent, I've seen that too. That's not acceptable. You guys have to get it vented outside, get it through a soffit, or up through the roof if you have to.
Yeah.
I don't really like the roof ones because of the snow we get here and everything else, but that's better than nothing, if you can't get to a soffit.
Well, here's the other thing too. If you're gonna do the one through the roof, which I had, which was pretty funny, you have to insulate that tube.
Correct. Well, your ductwork should be insulated anyways. Now, it doesn't have to be like wrapped in insulation, but it has to be within, like if it's going out to your soffit and you've got fiberglass insulation, in the ceiling and also on the joists of the floor of the attic, then you're good, because it's within the insulated area.
Well, we don't. Well, where I used to live, we didn't. And then I found out from my buddy, he goes, you really need to wrap that or you're going to have water dripping through and it's just going to create. Do you remember about 4 or 5 years ago when everybody was jumping on their roofs because they thought they were all going to collapse?
Yep.
Well, Jane was like, we got to go, because we had a really low pitched roof on the house. We got to get the snow off the roof.
Yeah.
So her son and I just ran up there, and there's this huge snow drift over the vent fan, right?
Yep.
One shovel. Poof. It was a shell.
Wow.
It broke off the shell.
Yeah.
And it was all melted. It was like a huge dome.
Huh.
It was under a huge
the heat
dome.
that was just melting it. Yeah.
Just melted it. Yeah.
Wow.
And then we just shoveled up the roof, but that was like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Also, it's good to know, but a lot of people have asked me before, 4-inch or 6-inch duct. So it really comes down to, the answer to this is going to be how far. Yeah. So
how far away?
How far do you have to go to vent it? If it's a long way, go with the 6-inch. If it's relatively short, stick with the 4. You'll be fine. And then, the distance is 25 feet is the farthest you can go without an inline fan or some sort of a booster fan. And just remember that every elbow counts as 5 feet. So when you do the math, which is why a lot of people go with the flex pipe, because you don't have to get actual elbows in it. You can actually kind of snake it through, so it's not as drastic as a 90-degree. So
yeah, mine up in New Hampshire really runs. I think my vent runs all the way to Vermont.
It's a long way.
Long run. I look, when you put it on though,
you might want to go 10-inch. You want to go 10-inch duct.
Huh?
You're gonna go with a 10-inch duct.
That's 24
to Vermont. To Vermont.
24-inch duct.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So yeah, that's my little lesson on bathroom fans. So now you know.
Hey, I got a quick question to ask you.
Good.
So you got your buddy Lloyd and me going over. We're gonna put in a spiral staircase at some point.
Yep.
Is that from Paragon because you got a beef with them because they wouldn't do it or something like that? Is it Paragon?
Paragon Stairs. Yep, out of Pennsylvania.
Perfect.
That's who we got it from.
Right. So they just dropped it off and you're on your own, buddy?
Pretty much. Yeah.
All right. This is gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what the issue was that I had with them, because I know we talked about them on the show.
About it on the show.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't happy, but
it was something about the delivery.
It
Or
might
it
have
was
been the
it was
delivery.
out of the salesman's hands.
Right.
That's what and you were just like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What I said. Oh, there's nothing I can do about it.
Yep.
Oh, you do just sell it. You
right.
Take your cash and
Yep.
that's it.
Yeah.
That was the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be interesting. We're doing a spiral staircase.
Well, basically it's height and width.
Well, the hard part is we've got it's
of course there's a freaking catch.
It's a staircase going down to the basement right now.
Right.
So we're gonna convert the first like 2 feet of that into a closet in the hallway.
Oh, there you go.
And now we got to open
Now
up
you're
the
screwed.
side of the wall so that you're going to get to the spiral staircase going the other way. And then we got to frame in where the stairs were for the spiral staircase. So it's going to be a little bit of work. We should take some
I
pictures.
thought
of
I was
that
just
and
going
watch it.
over there and just pop them in.
You're not just popping nothing in. No.
Like they can't, yeah. Bing, bang, boom.
Yeah. Well, listen, if you guys can get it done, bing, bang, boom, I'm happy.
Maybe a little bing, bang, boom. Ouch.
Yeah. So watch your YouTube video.
Oh, yeah. All the time, baby.
How can you not know how to do something these days? Just watch the video.
Well, you got to be careful, too, because you got to watch them. And then all of a sudden the pros kick in and go, I wouldn't do it that way. This, that, the other thing.
Yeah.
Like some people power washing their roofs.
Yep.
And they're like, no, don't
Yeah,
do that.
Don't do it. Lose all the granules.
Yeah.
That's why anybody who does a roof just takes the garden hose and just puts their solution down and then just wipes it away. Yep. It just comes right off.
Do you ever use that stuff, wet and forget?
Yes. No.
Okay. So
No.
it's such a 50-50 split.
Yeah.
Because I got some people go, oh my God, I did it. And it's like, oh my God, all these laws, these rules you have to do.
Yeah.
If you think about rain, it's not going to work.
Right.
Right. If you have a cup of water in your hand it's not going to work.
So don't call us.
Right.
Yeah.
Jesus. I'm telling you. If it's raining in Wisconsin, don't put it on your roof.
Right.
Oh, but when it works, everyone's like, oh my God, it worked. It worked
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. No, not for me.
Yeah. I've tried it a few times.
Yeah.
We're losers, dude.
Yeah. Power wash.
Yeah.
Get the power washer out.
Yeah. That's it.
That'll clean it right up.
Oy vey.
All right, sir.
Okay.
I think I'm done.
You done?
Yeah, I feel better.
All right. Go get yourself a nice glass of wine
I think I'm going to have to do that.
and have your wife rub your feet. That'd be even better.
Please.
Just make sure you got the poopery in the toilet.
Poopery,
That's what's
yes.
going to happen when she rubs your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. You will.
You're such a romantic.
I am. Oh, right there, right there.
You're a lady killer, my friend.
Thank you. I am. I got charm.
All right.
All right, buddy.
That's it.
That's it.
All right.
We're out of here.
We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for
See
joining
ya.
us. Bye.
Bye.